Very good morning. You're watching the breakfast news on Rajya television. My name is Aishwarya Kapoor. Now, terror attacks in Spain is our top focus this morning as we get to all the updates on that big story and much more in the next 30 minutes, starting with the headlines. Terror strikes Spain, 13 dead, more than 100 injured as a van hits crowd in Barcelona. Islamic State claims responsibility. Police stop second attack in Cambrils. 5 suspects killed in a shootout. World leaders united in their condemnation of the Las Ramblas terror attack. Spanish Prime Minister says jihadist terrorism requires global response. MEA says no report of any Indian casualty. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with young entrepreneurs at the Champions of Change initiative organised by Niti Aayog, highlights the small changes made by the centre that have brought significant results for the country. Flood situation in Bihar and Assam worsens. Lakhs of people affected in both the states. 119 people dead in Bihar, 49 in Assam. And Gorakhpur District Administration sends inquiry report on child deaths to the state government. Report pins blame for mismanagement on 2 senior doctors at the Baba Raghav Das Medical College Hospital in the city. The biggest story this morning, at least 13 people were killed and more than 100 injured as Spain as a van ploughed into a crowd of people in Barcelona near Ramblas, which is an area popular with the tourists there. The police are treating the incident as an act of terrorism, warning that the death toll could rise further. 2 people were arrested in connection with the case, but the driver of the van is still on the run. Now, police have also foiled a second attack attempt in a town of Cambrils, in which 5 attackers were gunned down. The terror group Islamic State has claimed responsibility for the attack. Terror struck Spain on Thursday as a van rammed into crowds in the city of Barcelona, killing at least 13 people. Witnesses said the van zigzagged down Las Ramblas, which is one of Barcelona's busiest tourist destinations, mowing down pedestrians and leaving bodies strewn across the ground. Terror group Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack.
Della tarde, voi por la calle atrás de la Rambla, alle 5:05 della tarde, ho escuchato un rumore molto forte. Era la furgoneta che si è schiantato sull'edicola.
Police announced the arrest of 2 suspects but said that the driver was still on the run. The Catalan police said 4 attackers have been killed in Cambrils, south of Barcelona, and another is seriously injured following an operation against what the authorities called a terrorist attack. Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy has called for a global response to jihadist terrorism. Spain's royal family has vowed that their country would not be terrorized by extremists.
Quiero expresar también la solidaridad de toda España con la ciudad de Barcelona, hoy golpeada por el terrorismo yihadista, como antes lo fueron otras ciudades en todo el mundo.
Parlant d'un acte de dimensions molt greus i que volem condemnar enèrgicament. La democràcia i els valors intrínsecs que en són, de la llibertat i la igualtat.
The incident took place at the height of the tourist season in Barcelona, which is one of Europe's top travel destinations with at least 11 million visitors a year. Spain was earlier hit by a jihadist attack in March 2004 when bombs exploded on commuter trains in Madrid, killing 191 people in an attack claimed by Al-Qaeda-inspired extremists.
Is there anything else that might happen? Is it just everything is safe? We don't know if we should leave the area or stay here, whether tomorrow we're going to be safe, everything going to be back to normal, or we just have to go back home.
The rampage yesterday in a city hugely popular with tourists from around the world is the latest in a wave of attacks in Europe where vehicles have been used as weapons of terror. On Thursday night, Eiffel Tower went dark in tribute to the victims of Barcelona attack. Bureau Report, Rajya TV. And the attack in Barcelona has drawn widespread condemnation from leaders across the world. Now, the attack follows similar incidents in Britain, Germany and France. US President Donald Trump tweeted, "The US condemns the terror attack in Barcelona, Spain, and will do whatever is necessary to help." He added, "Be tough and strong, we love you." France's President Emmanuel Macron, whose country has witnessed a series of bloody jihadist atrocities, including a truck rampage in Nice in July 2016 that killed 86 people, said that his thoughts were with the victims of the tragic attack. A spokesperson for the German Chancellor Angela Merkel also condemned the revolting attack, and British Prime Minister Theresa May said on Twitter that she was sickened by the senseless loss of lives in Barcelona, adding that London stands with Spain against terror.
The United States condemns this terror attack, and we will do whatever is necessary to help. Whatever inspired today's terror attack, the United States stands ready to assist the people of Spain and find and punish those responsible. On this dark day, our prayers and the prayers of all the American people are with the victims, their families, and the good people of Spain.
Meanwhile, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj has said that there was no report of any Indian casualty in the Barcelona terror attack. Sushma Swaraj said that she was in constant touch with the Indian embassy in Spain. Sushma Swaraj also retweeted emergency numbers in Barcelona given by the Indian embassy. In a tweet, she said, "I'm in constant touch with the Indian embassy in Spain. As of now, there is no report of any Indian casualty." And back home, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has lauded the new ideas and innovations envisaged by young entrepreneurs as he interacted with them at the Champions for Change initiative, which was organized by Niti Aayog in the national capital on Thursday. Here are all the details.
More than 200 young entrepreneurs got a chance to interact with Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday. National capital. The Prime Minister emphasized that the new India could only be built through the efforts of crores of ordinary citizens and invited the entrepreneurs to join this effort.
सरकार की कोशिश है कि देश के हर कोने में हर व्यक्ति के पास कुछ न कुछ है देने के लिए। हम इसे जोड़ना चाहते हैं और सरकार को फाइल से बाहर निकाल करके जनजीवन के साथ जोड़ना चाहते हैं। ये टू वे हमारा प्रयास है।
PM termed the Champions for Change initiative organized by Niti Aayog as an effort to bring together diverse trends for the benefit of the nation and its society. He said a lot of small changes have been brought in by the union government, which have brought significant results.
करप्शन भी दुर्भाग्य से इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज हो गया है। जब तक आप काउंटर इंस्टीट्यूशनल अरेंजमेंट नहीं करते हैं, आप उसको रोक नहीं पाते हैं।
6 groups of young entrepreneurs made presentations before the PM on various themes such as soft power, incredible India 2.0, education and skill development, health and nutrition, energizing a sustainable tomorrow, and Digital India, New India by 2022. Vishal Daya's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And now an update on India-China standoff. And even as India maintains status quo on the Doklam border in Sikkim, it is also assessing the overall border situation with China. China, on the other hand, seems keen to be using wrong precedents to make its case. While the Chinese government has adhered to none of the treaties in the past, it is practicing double standards in the present stalemate.
Chinese claims over the land in Doklam area are not backed by facts. China is citing an 1890 treaty between the British and the Chinese emperor, when in truth neither Bhutan or Sikkim were party to that treaty. Experts say this was a treaty of convenience that Imperial Britain and China signed on March 17, 1890 in Calcutta. The treaty didn't take Tibet into confidence, even though it was an independent country, and the treaty dealt with water sharing between Sikkim and Tibet. Consequently, even Tibet refused to recognize the treaty, Experts say that misquoting history is part of the Chinese ploy to grab land and expand its boundaries.
Really strange that now China has gone on to accept the 1890 treaty or the agreement as the baseline to make its territorial claims. So I think in a sense what China is trying to do is where it is convenient to them, they want to kind of play by these historical agreements and treaties, but otherwise they will not.
But even as China refers to the 1890 treaty to stake its claim on Doklam, it doesn't mention the McMahon line between India and China. The McMahon line was drawn between British and the then Tibet regime in 1914. It was signed by McMahon, the then Foreign Secretary of Britain, and Longchen Satra on behalf of the Tibetan government. India recognizes it as an international boundary between India and modern China, but China does not.
The Chinese refused to accept the McMahon line, which is the borderline between India and China, on the premise that this is the leftover from a British era, and therefore why is India falling prey to that? But this is really strange.
The Chinese duplicity on boundary issues is glaring. It recognizes facts according to convenience and released a 15-page document to insist on the 1890 treaty. India has virtually rejected this, which is why its forces are refusing to budge against any Chinese misadventure attempts to distort history.
India needs to expose this mindset of China. From Doklam to South China Sea, this is the same mindset that is destabilizing the whole world. Akhilesh Suman for Rajya Television with camera person Junaid in Delhi.
Meanwhile, in related news, in a significant act of support for India in its protracted military standoff with China in Doklam, near the Sikkim-Tibet-Bhutan tri-junction, now Japan has asked that there should be no attempt to change the status quo on the ground by force. The Japanese statement comes as an endorsement of the Indian position that China has violated agreements with India and Bhutan in attempting to build a road through Doklam, which is part of Bhutan, a development that would be a serious disadvantage to India's military defences. Now, Japanese Ambassador Kenji Hiramatsu's statement on Doklam comes just 2 months after Indian troops stalled Chinese road construction activities and is seen as endorsing India's stance as being important for a peaceful resolution. The Japanese reaction follows 2 separate interventions by the US, calling for a direct dialogue between India and China to resolve the crisis, while cautioning against unilateral changes on the ground. On to some other news now. In a major decision, the Defence Ministry on Thursday cleared a proposal to procure 6 Apache helicopters from American giant Boeing for the Indian Army. The acquisition of the helicopters, equipment and training will cost 4,168 crore rupees. Defence Ministry said that the 6 AH-64E helicopters will come along with the associated equipment, spares and weapon system. Sources say that the decision was taken in a Defence Acquisition Council meeting chaired by Defence Minister Arun Jaitley in New Delhi. The council also approved the procurement of 2 gas turbine engines for naval ships at a cost of 490 crore rupees. The attack helicopters, which are expected to be delivered by 2020, will significantly enhance armoured division and will strengthen the Indian Army's capacity to carry out combat operation in border areas. Now, BJP Chief Amit Shah will visit Madhya Pradesh today. He will attend a series of meetings, including that of state unit office bearers. He's going to address the students and meet the heads of various social groups. Now, the visit is a part of his 110-day nationwide tour to strengthen the party ahead of 2019 general elections. He's also expected to pay tributes to Deen Dayal Upadhyay and Raja Bhoj in Bhopal. BJP Chief Amit Shah on Thursday earlier chaired a meeting of party leaders to chalk out a strategy for Mission 2019 and on ways to bag more than 350 seats in the elections. As part of the strategy, Shah has asked the leaders to focus on the 150 seats which the party had lost in 2014 elections. These seats include various in West Bengal, Odisha, Karnataka and in the northeast. And in Breakfast News, we'll take a very short break. We'll be right back with more news. Stay tuned.
National Institute for Research in Tuberculosis, in fact, has done extensive work on vaccine research related to TB, especially with the BCG vaccine. We have now very good treatment for TB, and we have shown that it is possible to cure TB provided the patient takes the treatment properly. Delayed detection of the TB disease results in more transmission in the community.
Watch Eureka with Dr. Srikant Prasad Tripathi, Director at National Institute for Research Tuberculosis, Chennai, only on Rajya Sabha television.
Hello and welcome. I'm Amritan Rai and you're watching Law of the Land on Rajya Sabha TV.
498A is an offence of cruelty.
498A is a crime which is against the husband and the relatives for cruelty.
If the Supreme Court itself says women are liars.
Watch Law of the Land on Rajya Sabha television.
Thanks for staying with us. The news coming in from Jammu and Kashmir now amid the raging controversy over Article 35A of the Constitution of India. The Jammu and Kashmir government, led by Mehbooba Mufti, will today send 4 top ministers to the national capital to explore further legal support for the state government in the Supreme Court on Article 35A. They are also expected to explain to the leaders at the centre what they called are devastating implications in the case the constitutional provision is struck down, and ensure that the union government backs the state's stance in the apex court. The visit of a 4-member delegation comes just a week after Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti's 3-day tour of New Delhi. The delegation includes Law Minister Abdul Haq Khan and his cabinet colleagues. Now, Article 35A of the Indian Constitution grants special provisions to the residents of Jammu and Kashmir. News from Tamil Nadu now, and the government there has decided to form an inquiry commission to probe the death of former Chief Minister and AIADMK leader Jayalalithaa. In a statement in Chennai, Chief Minister E. Palaniswamy said that the commission would be headed by a retired High Court judge. Meanwhile, in another significant development, he has also said that the house where late Jayalalithaa was living, would be converted into a memorial in her honor. The AIADMK faction, headed by former Chief Minister O. Selvam, has been demanding a CBI probe into the circumstances leading to the death of Jayalalithaa in December last year. The Selvam faction had made it as a precondition for its merger with the Palaniswamy's faction. It also demanded for a dismissal of Jayalalitha's aide V.K. Sasikala and her relatives from the party. Recently, Palaniswamy faction passed a resolution seeking to nullify Sasikala's nephew TTV Dinakaran from the post. It also said that Sasikala's appointment as the party general secretary is also an interim measure, adding that the party cadres are not prepared to see anyone in the post which was held by Jayalalithaa.
Current Chief Minister Palaniswamy has set up this commission, meets a major demand of Selvam, and this clearly paves the way for merger of the two factions of the AIADMK and their possible merger in the BJP, either as a part of BJP or as a partner in the NDA. We will have to see that.
And now an update on the flood situation across various states. In Assam and Bihar, the situation has worsened due to incessant rains, with lakhs of people being affected in both these states. At least 119 people died in Bihar, whereas 98 died in West Bengal and Assam. The NDRF and the army have been pressed into service to evacuate those stranded. Unprecedented heavy rains have unleashed floods, wreaking havoc in Bihar, West Bengal, Assam. In Bihar, the flood situation has further deteriorated. At least 119 people have lost their lives and nearly 73 lakh people have been hit in around 14 districts. Indian Army and teams of the State Disaster Relief Force have stepped up rescue operations to evacuate thousands of people displaced by the deluge.
हम लोग SDRF के जवान अभी तक वहां भी जा रहे हैं जहां कहीं रोड नहीं है, चारों तरफ पानी से घिरा हुआ है। उनको हम लोग आप जैसे कि देख रहे हैं कि अभी भी मेडिकल की टीम हमारे सामने आपके साथ में यहाँ पर दवा वितरण कर रहे हैं। ऐसे हम लोग 3 दिनों से डॉक्टर के टीम को लेकर के और गाँवों में जा करके और जहाँ पर अभी तक कोई नहीं पहुँचा वहाँ हम लोग दवा बंटवा रहे हैं।
रिलीफ पहुँचाने में दिक्कत हो रही है कि जो रास्ते हैं वो कई जगह कट गए हैं और पानी इस बार काफी जल्दी आ गया है। फिर भी हम लोगों ने वहाँ पर जो SDRF की टीम थी उसको पहले ही हम लोगों ने पहुंचा दिया था, तो उसकी वजह से भी हमको इस बात की राहत है कि हमारे रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशंस ठीक से चल रहे हैं और स्थानीय बाजार से जो भी सामग्री कर करके लोगों का जो राहत शिविर है वो हम लोगों ने चालू कर दिया है। मनिहारी बाजार से भी हम लोग सामग्री भेज रहे हैं और बहुत जल्द हम लोग ट्रेन के माध्यम से भी वहाँ पर सामान भेजने जा रहे हैं।
In West Bengal, the flood situation has improved. Around 17 more people have lost their lives, taking the toll to 49 across 6 districts of North Bengal. The Eastern Railway has cancelled all the trains to North Bengal and Northeast till 20th of August. Hundreds of people were stranded at Jayalalithaa railway station due to disruption of train services.
कोई ट्रेन नहीं है, अभी मालदा तक जाने के लिए भी कोई ट्रेन नहीं है। मैं घर जा नहीं पा रहा हूँ, 2 दिन से यही पढ़ रहा हूँ। अभी ट्रेन में इंक्वायरी की तो बोला ने रात 11 बजे कोई ट्रेन होगा।
Meanwhile, in Assam, at least 49 people have died due to floods. Over 31 lakh people are affected across 24 districts. According to Assam State Disaster Management Authority, 67 lakh hectares of crop area has also been damaged. The NDRF, SDRF and district administration personnel have evacuated nearly 3,500 people to safer areas. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. On to some other news now. The district administration on Thursday submitted its inquiry report into the deaths of over 70 children due to oxygen shortage at a state-run hospital in Uttar Pradesh's Gorakhpur district. Now, the report held a Lucknow-based firm and 2 senior doctors responsible for disrupting oxygen supply to the hospital. However, the report was silent on the cause of the deaths and who was responsible.
The Gorakhpur District Administration on Thursday sent its inquiry report to the state government. The report on child deaths at the Baba Raghav Das Medical College Hospital in the city pins the blame for mismanagement on 2 senior doctors. The report by District Magistrate Rajiv Rautela blamed firm Pushpa Sales, Principal R.K. Mishra and Anesthesia Department Head Dr. Satish Kumar responsible for the entire episode. The inquiry panel found the hospital's log about supply of oxygen in a mess. The 5-member panel also raised suspicions about corruption and called for a deeper probe. Amid the ongoing controversy over the tragic deaths, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is facing opposition criticism over poor health care and corruption at the town's biggest hospital. Congress has demanded a probe supervised by a Supreme Court judge into the tragedy.
100% जो बच्चे हैं वो ऑक्सीजन की कमी की वजह से मरे हैं और उनकी मौत की जिम्मेदार स्टेट गवर्नमेंट है। उससे वो अपने उससे बच नहीं सकती स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, ये उनकी वजह से है।
उनको अधिकारियों ने डार्क में रखा। किसी ने मुख्यमंत्री को ये नहीं बताया कि पेमेंट न होने की वजह से ऑक्सीजन बंद करने का नोटिस दिया है उस कंपनी ने। और डीएम की जिम्मेदारी बनती थी कि इसकी व्यवस्था देखे। सब जानते हैं कि ऑक्सीजन जैसे ही बंद होगी बच्चों की डेथ हो जाएगी। तो इसमें दोषी लोगों को बचाने के लिए गवर्नमेंट कोशिश कर रही है। इससे ज्यादा दुखद और कोई बात नहीं हो सकती।
इस कदर लापरवाही ये एक मिसाल सामने आई है। उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार इसके लिए जवाबदेह है, केंद्र स्वास्थ्य मंत्रालय इसके लिए जवाबदेह है। और अब जबकि डिस्ट्रिक्ट मैजिस्ट्रेट की तरफ से भी ये रिपोर्ट आ गई है कि इसकी विशेष जो कारण इसका है वो ऑक्सीजन के सप्लाई न होने का है, तो ये बड़े दुख की बात है।
However, the state government as well as the district administration have continually denied reports blaming disruption in oxygen supply for the deaths. Over 70 children have died at the hospital in the last 10 days as it ran out of medical supplies, triggering anger not only across the state but also across the country. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And news from West Bengal, where the Trinamool Congress has swept the municipal polls, capturing all the 7 civic bodies which went to polls on 13th of August. The ruling party made a clean sweep in Durgapur Municipal Corporation, which is the largest civic body among the 7. Meanwhile, the BJP remained second after it won 4 out of the 16 wards in Dhupguri municipality and 1 ward each in Panskura and Bunyadpur. The CPM led left front when Nalhati municipality, while the Congress failed to secure any seat. Out of the 148 wards in 7 civic bodies, TMC won 140 wards, BJP won 6, left 1, front 1, and an independent candidate won. And now let's get you all the sporting action in Sports Beat. Sania Mirza and her Chinese teammate Shuai Peng entered the quarterfinals of the Cincinnati Masters. The 4th-seeded pair defeated the German-Ukrainian team of Julia Guerres and Olga Shavchuk 7-5, 6-4 in the pre-quarterfinals. The duo will play their quarterfinal match against Romanian pair of Iriana Camilia Begu and Raulua Olaru. Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi will again be dueling for the title of the world's best footballer after their names once again headed the shortlist for the best FIFA men's player. The pair have dominated the global awards in its varied forms for a decade. They are voted for by national coaches and captains, selected media and fans, with the winners to be announced at a ceremony in London on 23rd of October. Two-time Grand Slam winner Victoria Azarenka has expressed her willingness to withdraw her name from the US Open. The 28-year-old has reached the final at the US Open in 2012 and 2013. Now, the US Open, which is the 4th and the final Grand Slam of the year, will be held from 28th of August to 10th of September in New York City. That's all in this edition of news. Thanks for watching.